All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Kerry Digsby. As you know, we are here on Convo with CD. And, each and every time we are here at Convo with CD, we always sit down with the brightest and the best. And this is no exception because when my friend Tangi hit me up on this brother right here, and I don't even want to go by the name Jonez. I want to say Mr. Jonez because of what this brother is doing right now. It is powerful. And, of course, he's got a lot to share with everybody here at Convo with CD. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Bigsby, man? Everything good over here. I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Oh, man, you getting too formal. Don't do that. Don't say Mr. Digsby. Hey, this is CD. You can call me CD on this right here. We're good friends,
That's right.
So yeah. Hey, we need you to talk to us about the man, the myth, Mr. Jonez. I mean, you've been doing a lot of things. I mean, especially when you just first started, like when you was young. I mean, you've been in this industry for a long time.
Yeah, yep. That's a true statement. Yes, for quite some time. I mean, for those who don't know, I go by the name Mr. Jonez. I basically got my start in the music business when I was probably about 16, 17 years old when I was at a house party and I was just freestyling and Raphael Sadiq just happened to be there and hear me. So that kind of started things off, and then I got an opportunity to fly to L.A., sit down in the studio with Sadiq, some of his producers and engineers, record some records. Love Letter is one of the records, and basically, after I left there, I kind of thought like, well, it's over. I had a great time, but I had to come back to reality. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it was fun, but then when you get back and you really got to understand the grind and the process of what you got to do. I mean, it's one thing to have someone, as dope and as great as, an artist like Sadiq to even, give you an opportunity to even, do some records with. But it's another when you go back and you get back to the grind. So, yeah, that happened, and I just got real serious about it, really, really serious. Like I started off when I was like 11 or 12. I used to just write poetry and freestyle, and I didn't even know what freestyling was. My cousin, he was, got arrested, so he's passed away now, but he was like 18, 19, and they used to babysit me, and he used to just tell me to rap, and I didn't even know what rap was or freestyle was, but, here I am 12, 13 years old writing poetry in school, but then in elementary school, then when I'm with my older relatives during the evening, when they're babysitting me, I'm physically rapping. So it kind of just grew from there, man, and then I just started really hitting the streets and hitting the business and learning as much as I can, picking up books, educating myself, meeting people, building relationships for real. That's really what it's all about, is just building those relationships. And here we are today on your show, So again, I appreciate you guys for having me on.
Oh man, shoot, likewise, because I mean, one of the things we loved about you, man, doing our homework and such is the positive side. And even just now talking to you, I mean, you're really exuding that. You're letting people know how you had to go through from, you started off with your foundation and then, learning poetry and doing poetry and then becoming a lyricist and then learning the business, which kind of leads to my next question, because you made a statement about one of the main reasons why you entered the entertainment industry, because you wanted to organize a real solid platform. You got to share with us that, because that's profound right now. I mean, that's stuff in which older cats would be talking about that have been in the industry 20, 30 years, talking about a foundation. How did you come to, develop that that's already,
I got tired of being told no, and I got tired of being told that I can't do something. Mm-hmm. So, obviously with any business, even at the White House, I've not seen a job on Indeed or, how do you apply for the lineskeeper job? It all comes by referral, which goes back to relationships. So I just got tired of not having the relationships, the contacts, the people, and I got tired of being told no. So at that point, I thought, you know what, let me just create my own stuff. Let me just create my own lane. I mean, I'm already original. No one writes for me. I don't have a ghostwriter or nothing like that. And I love to tell positive stories, and I love to talk about things that are real. Things that may not be something I personally went through, but, a friend, a family member, or even, someone that may be currently going through it, or I have went through it, So I just got tired of being told no. I got tired of people saying that you can't do something in this business, and I got tired of people trying to box me in to, a one specific type of artist, because I'm multidimensional as well as talented. So I wanted to create a solid platform so the kids coming up, the next generation coming up around me or whatnot, they have a place where they can spread their own message. They don't have to be like others. They don't have to sound like this person or that person. And, you can be original and still keep your uniqueness and still keep your, your integrity and still do what you want to do. And I feel like that was the platform that I was wanting to create. I just wanted to do my own thing. Like, it's just that simple. I just wanted to do my own thing, and I got tired of being told no, and I couldn't do it. And as I've actually started to create this platform, some yeses started coming along, right? So once again, that's why we on this call today.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And people, if you're listening to this interview, he's serious about this, because I have to throw this shameless plug in here in regards to creating his own platform and everything, because, not only does his brother do it, I mean, we're talking about his own entertainment company. We're talking about, basically him grinding and doing what he had to do. And then you're looking at Jonesy Boy Entertainment. And if I may throw this in there for you, bruh, Grammy contender? Did I say that right? A Grammy contender on the Convo with CD show? Okay.
Yeah,
well, you got to share that, man. I mean, you got to tell them that. Tell them that, man, because they don't understand the grind behind it and stuff. How did you? What was it like when you first heard about that?
At first, it didn't even really hit me. And I was like, I was talking to, my PR, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. This isn't true. And, I was like, it was like an ah moment, like, wow, because the funny thing about that is that I had planned that and set a goal, like 3 to 4 years prior to that. Like that was, how you do a 5-year goal setting space? So it was like I was sitting down, writing down my goals and writing down a list of things that I wanted to accomplish within the business, and that was one of them. And, ironically, it happened in like much quicker than what I thought it was. I gave myself 5 years. It happened in like 3, from the time that I sat down and wrote that goal. So I was in an ah moment. I was in a space where I was like, I really didn't believe it at first. And then when it hit me, I was like, just excited. I called my PR, I called my whole entire team, the people who's helped me, do the things that I've been doing, and just thanked everybody, completely humble. And I'm still that way today, and nothing has changed, but it was like an aha moment. So for me, it made me just feel like, okay, I accomplished that goal 2 years earlier than what I thought. So now I can go back to my goal setting and put some more goals down and start accomplishing them. So this is a great feeling, man. Truly blessed.
Man, that's powerful. That's very powerful. And now we've got to talk about, of course, the music of Mr. Jonez, because I mean, listening to some of the singles that were sent our way, I mean, of course, one of the biggest ones was "Stay With Me," featuring Young Steph. That right there was powerful. Then, you flip from that and you look at some of some of the other music you've done, like "Play the Fool" and "Love Letter," in which you threw in some of that old school. Appreciate that, coming from an old head.
You appreciate it.
And then,
thank you.
You then flipped it, and then you do "Prayer and Power," which was even before that. I mean, "Prayer and Power" was just like a testimony in itself. How do you come up with this, man? Because you say you don't have a ghostwriter. You do all this yourself.
Just being creative. I've been really listening to. I do a lot of research. I always do work on myself, my own. I try to stay in my prayer more than probably most people do, and I read a lot and I listen to a lot of audiobooks. So it's like the ideal, right? Just having the ideal of wanting to praise God in a form of showing people like I can make a song about, prayer. Nobody's doing that in the hip hop world. I mean, there's people that talk about praying in these songs, but they're not specifying the whole entire song just simply about prayer and dealing with, the spiritual realm and things of that nature. So I had the ideal, came up with the ideal, and I said, let me go ahead and do this, because I was raised in the church. One of the first studios I ever was in was a Christian rock and roll band studio, and I don't think the public really knows that a lot. So, it was me just saying, okay, this is who I am as far as a spiritual being. And it was unique. Nobody else was doing it. And I do that a lot. And that's kind of the same way I came up with Stay With Me and Love Letter and Plays the Fool. Like, I hear people remixing old school songs, but they're not remixing the ones that I feel like is heartfelt to me, In the fashion of Plays the Fool, it was just like, I listen to oldies a lot. And as soon as it came on, I told my friend, I was like, hey, I got to do this song. Like, I already had the song wrote before I even got the track, the beat. The song was already wrote. The message was already there. So it was like it came to me in the writing form, right? And then it made so much more sense because as a hip-hop artist, they try to paint you in this box, so to speak. In my personal opinion, it's either you're urban or you're pop or you're trap or you're conscious. And it's like, why do we have to have all of these rules when your artistic ability that God has given you could overshadow all of those things? You could be a little bit of everything. So, being unique, being original, and just coming up with the ideal, and noticing that people aren't doing the same thing. So they're putting millions of dollars behind these specific songs, and it's like, that's fine, but they sound like the last artist. The production sounds like the last artist 5 to 10 years ago. And it's like the recycling of the same type of messages, the same type of images and things like that. So I felt like, hey, I need to do stuff that is unique, that is special to me. Things that I have went through, I've seen people, close to me, family and friends go through, or we've even talked about, So I just figured I'd put it in story form and put it together. And the most reason I did it is because I had an ideal to be unique and original, and nobody else was doing it. So I hope that answers your question, brother.
Oh, yes. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. That was on point, too. And, and very, 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 very in-depth. So, people, as you're listening to this, again, not cookie cutter, didn't want to get painted into a corner, and his uniqueness, which then leads to our next question in regards to this hashtag relationship status. People, y'all don't know, this brother does. So I'm not even going to say anything. I'm going to let him explain it because the whole thing about the relationship is another powerful, powerful talent that he has. So share with us about hashtag relationship status, bro.
Yeah, hashtag relationship status is an EP that I wrote, and it deals with every single aspect of a relationship. So it deals with, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the love and the hate, and it's coming from a hip hop place. You know what I mean? And I think that is what's more special about this because as like hip hop artists, they, once again, I feel like they try to box us in and they try to push us to a certain point to where, it's got to sound like this or it's got to sound like that. Hashtag relationship status. If you listen to the entire EP, and I tell people all the time, all you got to do is put that on your MP3 player or download it and drive 15 minutes away and come 15 minutes back, and you'll get the entire EP of the hashtag relationship status. So it's not one of them things you want to just pop in once and listen to it. Oh, you can get it by listening to it once. But when you go back and listen to it again and again, you're going to start hearing little clues. You're going to start hearing different things that you didn't hear before, which ultimately reels in the audience, which ultimately makes them think. Think for a second about your relationship. And then what people don't understand is the hashtag relationship, it really doesn't particularly consistently always pertain to you and your spouse, me and my significant other, or anyone else's and their significant other. It's the relationships, again, as this conversation we're doing is built off of a relationship that I have with someone and you have with someone, period. That's just what it is. So, let's talk about the relationships also on how the left brain operates like the right brain or differently. How the wind blows to the left or the right in the relationship between that and when the fall comes and the leaves start to fall, right? And the sun, and how the moon has the effect on the ocean. So there's a relationship with every single thing. And I just wanted to point that out because hashtag relationship, I put it in a format and a perspective where it comes to dealing with, your significant other. However, it's much bigger than that. So there's relationships. And I go back to what I said earlier. How do you get a job at the White House even cutting the grass? They don't publicize this information, at least where I'm from, they don't. I can go on Indeed, I can go online, I can go on Amazon.com and everywhere else. There's no postings that I've seen to even cut the grass at the White House. So even the lawnskeeper is coming in by a referral because of a relationship that they had somewhere, somehow. And I hope that sums that up for you, brother.
Yes, it did, man. See, hey, brother done dropped countless knowledge in regards to hashtag relationship status. So let me ask you this, Mr. Jonez, in regards to you and your longevity in the business, and this is a trick question, of course, because we love throwing these at the artists and those that we're interviewing, because this is, of course, a conversation. Who could you see collaborating with in the next couple of years? Because you've done some deep collaborations. I mean, we're talking like Sucker DJs, again,
Yeah.
You've had a couple of individuals that have been on tracks with you as well, Young Steph. I mean, the list goes on and on. But who could you see?
Yep.
Yes. Who could you
CJ
see
Hilton,
rolling with? Raphael, definitely. Oh, yeah.
I like a lot of artists. That is a very, very good question, man, because I would love to collaborate with Anthony Hamilton. I would love to do that. Akon is another one. I'd love to collaborate with Jay-Z or M or Dr. Dre or Timberland or, Missy Elliott. There's so many people that are really good. You know what I mean? And I can see myself being the type of diverse artist, right, that I am, that I can get on any track with anybody. And as long as I can still do what I do and, put myself into that position and cast myself in that light that God has given me to keep putting the messages out there on a positive ramification, hey, I don't see why I should hold myself to collaborating with just one or two of them people. I can see myself collaborating with some rock and roll groups, Blink 182 or Alanis Morissette or somebody. The sky's the limits and above, man. I can't pinpoint just one. If the record is going to be hot, you might want to put MrJonez on it.
Y'all heard it first right here. You might want to put MrJonez on it, for real.
Facts. Facts.
So quick question in regards to what's going on right now. What's up to bat for MrJonez right now? What you got planned out right now that the people need to pay attention to, put their ear to the ground, and really go and pick it up?
Well, you know what? The hashtag relationship status EP is out there right now on all streaming platforms in over 60-plus countries. You can go anywhere, download it, stream it, Spotify, whatever, Apple Music. It's out there. It's there. So right now, that's what I'm really focusing on that. I mean, I got 3 other projects that's in the bag already, and it's just a matter of just putting them together or putting them out and releasing them. And we're working on the film portion of the hashtag relationship status, and that's getting ready to drop here soon. In fact, I got video shoot tomorrow, and I just did another interview yesterday in regards to this. And I'm looking at doing some stuff for who's that? Let me think for a second. I got so much stuff going on. Give me one second. What is these people's name? It's what is the 72.9 The Voice. So we're looking at doing some stuff with them, shooting some pilots and some segments for them, and in regards to relationships and things of that nature. And basically, right now, my main focus is the hashtag relationship status, the EP music documentary. And believe me when I tell y'all don't want to. When I drop this, y'all do go pay the little money and support it. And trust me, you're going to get a bang for your buck.
That's what's up. You heard it first right here at Convo with CD. So again, y'all, spend the money. We support our own, support black artists, support black business, especially this brother right here we got. So, quick question: how can they get in contact with you? How can they keep up with you with the latest and the greatest that's going on with you, especially when you drop hashtag relationship status and we get to see it live?
Yeah, I'm always, man. I'm not gonna say always. Let me retract that and say it correct. I'm usually on my Facebook and my Instagram, and I just give it directly to the fans right there most of the time. But you can get a hold of me right there on my Facebook at Nathan Jones. That's my Facebook, or you can get at me on Instagram at MrJonez with the Z33 on Instagram. And I always stay putting stuff out there so people can see it. You can go in there, follow me, request me. I'm active. I'm active. Like, I get people that hit me up all the time, and they my inbox or whatever, and whether it's to do a song, whether it's to do an interview, or whether it's just to simply conversate about some advice, I respond. I mean, I'm a human being. And that's the way I look at things. I'm no better than anybody else. You know what I mean? I put my shoes on the same way everybody else do. So I just want the people to know and the public to know that you're dealing with somebody who's real and original. And, when you hit me up, I'm going to respond to you, because I don't have an outsourced company that does my social medias or anything like that. I actually am on my social media. So there's 2 platforms right there. You can be on the lookout for me and friend request me and follow me and keep up with what I got going on. Also with Twitter. You can find me at MrJonez with a Z33 as well. We also, and another reason I want to mention that or mention this is because I got over 90 products that I sell of Jonesy Boy Entertainment, from all the way from leggings to women's shoes to women's swimsuits to kids' beanies to kids' brand new baby onesies to Christmas ornaments to hoodies to sweatpants to boots for the men and shirts for everybody. So we got over 90-some products that we sell too. You all them social media sites I just mentioned. All you got to do is follow me, click the link, grab something, and keep it pushing. Also, don't forget, y'all can always, if you want me in your city, you want me to come out and perform, you want me to come out and bring some people out with me and give you guys a great show, feel free to hit up my PR. Or feel free to hit me up directly, and we arrange it. All right?
All right. Y'all heard it right here, okay? This man is multi-talented. He's got many things going on. We didn't even get into the realm of him being in films, him and his b-ball game at the celebrity tournament. We didn't even want to get into that because we would have been on here for a while. Yeah.
We'd have been on here for a minute, man. And, I do want to shout out Billboard magazine, and I do want to shout out Music Choice as well for what they have actually have done and recognized me in my career. So I definitely want to shout out Billboard. I want to shout out Music Choice, AWJ Platinum, and I definitely want to shout out Tangi as well.
All right. Well, man, we want to thank you once again for the opportunity to sit and chit-chat with you again. It's just a simple conversation between us two in regards to all of the magnificent things that you're doing right now, and we wish you continued success. People, y'all heard it first right here. Definitely check out Mr. Jonez and the things that he's got going on as well. And last but not least, if you had some closing words, brother, for some of the people, especially young up-and-coming artists, what would you drop to them right now?
Hey, man, my message is never going to change, and that is invest in yourself, get the knowledge. That is, I was on the phone with an artist today, 17 years old, and I could not stress it enough. Get the knowledge. It's free. This business costs money, so you got to invest in yourself. The number one thing you can do to invest in yourself, especially if it's free, is the knowledge. So get as much knowledge you can. Hang around people who know what they're doing and what they're talking about so you can learn something. I ain't going to say the stay humble thing and all of that, other great things, all that stuff that everybody else says. I'm going to keep it all the way 100 with you and keep it all the way real. Get the knowledge. Get the knowledge, believe in yourself. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do what you're doing, and, stay grinding, and invest in yourself. Things will come to you. You'll start building those relationships, and when those relationships starts getting built, then you got something. That's the main thing that I could say is believe in you. For real, believe in you. And stay as positive as possible, because positivity affects yourselves. It affects the way you live. It affects everything, So that would be my advice to any of them coming up, any artist. And I don't even care if you've been in the game 40 years and you ain't got nowhere. Go back and look at what you got going on, and look at the persistence, look at the grind, but look at the relationships, look at what you're doing, and that way you're not pointing the finger at everybody else, because ultimately, it's your talent, it's your dream, it's your goal. If you don't believe in you, how can I believe in you?
Mm-hmm. Dropping knowledge. Y'all heard it first right here. Convo with CD. Brother, thank you once again. Y'all stay tuned. We got one more thing that we want to share with y'all real quick. We're going to play this track from what he has going on right here. MrJonez, Convo with CD. Stay tuned.
No! What do you mean? I'm sick of you on that fucking phone! Bye! Hello? I'm reminiscing about missions to blow your mind. Little mama so fine, just look at her from behind.